I am official town character on Outlaw Dave. This is my signature photograph. I'm a gunfighter, reenactor, and kid safety with guns. And this is my birthday picture.
Last year, yep.
I make this tour real personal. This is my daddy. He was 98 years old. He was coming June 3rd. He was a combat engineer, World War II over Pacific Theater, heavy equipment operator, patching up airstrips and stuff. He was a master sergeant. And this is a letter he got from old George Bush a few years back, showed the old man some recognition.
Oh,
Nice.
good.
Okay? He was 19 years old there.
Oh, wow.
He's been gone 32 years. Last year, my mama joined him. We had a real bad time last year. Our family, my Uncle Dick passed away January 2nd. A week and a half later, my mama passed. She was 90 years old.
Oh, wow.
She died of old age. My Uncle Dick died of COVID. My auntie, she died of breast cancer in October, and one of my nephews committed suicide in December.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Horrible gear.
Yeah.
I have a couple of images of the machines that were on the property at one time, Norcross, Hale, and Savage. These were 40 stamp mills run by steam. These two photos here are taken back in the 40s of the ruins across the canyon before it got vandalized over there, give you an idea what it did look like at one time. This is some of the trestle work was right here on the property for the ore carts and locomotives. 25 to 45 locomotives a day hauled ore down to Carson City here to be processed and brought back up here.
Wow.
There's trestle work like this all through town, way up north. There's rail beds down below. It's crazy up here back in those days.
I bet.
A few years the old Comstock Mine Incorporated south of town doing reclamation work had a dory brick first pour celebration. A dory brick is a combination gold, silver, and trace elements. This brick weighed 60 pounds worth $107,000. I got to hold it. I started walking away with it.
Yeah.
All these armed guards jumped on and took the brick away and even took my gun. But I had a lot of fun with them. I forget what the ratio was for gold, silver. You know how much it cost us, but it was $107,000.
Wow, I know you had it right there, yeah.
There were 236 of these machines in this area at one time, all along this ridge. We're right here in this area. This goes all the way through the south of town, all the way down to Highway 50. That's not counting the machines had down in Carson City along the Carson River, or what they had down in Dayton Valley. 24 hours a day these machines ran around this whole hill. The steam, the smoke, whistles blowing. Locomotives. There are over 40,000 people in this building.
Wow.
That's a lot.
And I think there's 247 or something. They said residents here now.
Well, there's right at 1,000.
Is there now 1,000 now? Okay.
Wow.
This is ground level directly across. Here's that combination shaft, 3,262 feet, and this is where Mr. Sutral's tunnel ties in. This tunnel continues on past that 4th Ward school up there. Not only was this an air shaft, it was like a freeway underground. They had ore cart tracks going out, coming back in. They had wheel-drawn ore carts take material down to Dayton Valley to be processed, bring stuff back up. They had stables underground where mules were born and died without ever seeing daylight. Otherwise, after 5 years, they got to retire. One of the old timers said they purposely blind them because they're going to be blind when they came out anyway. They couldn't use horses because if a horse reared up, it'd break his neck. So we use donks and mules like that because they put their head down when they're under a heavy pull. Down at the far end, Sutral Tunnel, they're talking about reopening some of it. They had a big dance floor down there, saloons and living quarters, which is going to be really interesting. And they said back in the day, they loaded school kids in the ore cars and went through the tunnel and an elevator up at the 4th Ward school so the kids could go to school.
Oh, wow.
There were about 1,000 students a day and 50 teachers up there back in the heyday.
Wow.
And standing here, the top of Mount Davidson is 1,600 feet.
Yeah.
That's half the distance down that combination shaft.
Wow.
2 times that mountain, that's
Somebody
how deep that hole
hand
is.
dug that.
Hand dug it.
Holy cow.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I do a lot of field trips with young kids, 4th graders and stuff.
Well, we're a lot like that, so.
Yeah.
But when I first started doing this way back then, I didn't have any visual aids and stuff, and a lot of the teachers really appreciate this. I
Yes.
explain it to them.
Yes.
And then they grasp it.
We were talking about that they're just not teaching this stuff.
Anymore, no.
I know.
Don't get 'em started,
Yeah,
honey.
I know.
Get out here. This is the arena. We have our camel races here.
Okay.
Camel races?
We seen the arena from up.
Filming the Misfits down the flats down there, Misfit Flats. The movie producer trying to figure out some kind of entertainment for the movie stars, so they rented the camels from San Francisco Zoo and raced them up and down C Street.
Oh,
It's over 60 years now.
that's awesome.
This little yellow machine here is an air-operated mugger. They set it on the track and oscillate back and forth as it digs the back wall with that bucket. When the bucket gets full, it throws it straight back in the ore carts, and if you don't pay attention to what the hell you were doing, it'll kill you.
Yeah,
So they nicknamed that the Widowmaker.
I bet.
They had widow women up here with kids. They put them kids right to work cleaning up around the mines and mills, bringing in buckets of beer. Hopefully they make enough money for mom and the kids to go back home, because there wasn't too many respect.
Wow.
Memorial for the Silver Barons Motorcycle Club.
Yeah. That's my old headboard from my bed. If you look at it real close, you can see the handcuff marks and rope marks on it too.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I tell you, if that could tell some stories, boy.
Now, I first got up this morning, the wind's howling here, and dust, it was a solid wall of dust with all the dirt coming out of the arena and stuff, and right at 11 o'clock I called visitors and I said, I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
Thank
we're
you
sure
for-
glad you did.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Did not expect that. Good thing I'm scared of heights. That is an 1850s Pinto down there. Yeah.
1950s air compressor.
Right. Imagine thinking all of this up, like really, you know what I mean?
Huh?
Imagine thinking all of this up.
Right.
They don't have the stuff that we have today to, you can't get into CAD and make a, you know.
No.
Man, that's cool.
I just crushed
Yeah, do you
up
see
the
the
ore.
crusher?
Yeah. All right, give us the story.
this damn thing is shut down. It will. Get up here close. I got to tell a little story about my Pinto down there. I'm an old Ford journeyman flat rate mechanic.
Okay.
Crazy bastard.
Yeah.
Back in '71, the Pintos first came out, and none of the other guys were workers. I work on all those damn things I get. They're simple, you know.
Yep.
By the end of the '80s, I was putting 289s and 302s, and I had all kinds of hot rods running around over McHenry Avenue.
Yep.
Where they filmed American Graffiti.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't realize that was filmed here. Okay.
Yeah, matter of fact, back when they were filming that, old George Lucas, I went to school with his brother,
Oh, nice.
and they needed a bunch of cars to put line the streets and stuff. So we had some old cars and stuff in my granddad's wrecking yard and stuff. So we put hubcaps and washed them up. So a lot of those cars are just junk cars.
I'm a junkyard kid too, so.
Well, I started in 1962, my granddad's wrecking yard, because I told my old man I ain't gonna milk no more damn cows.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So my granddad, my Uncle Jim, and an old Wokie mechanic taught me shit that I'm embarrassed to know, but
Yep.
using the later
Right.
times.
Right.
So anyway, in 1864, Nevada became the 36th state of the Union. Abraham Lincoln needed the state really bad for all the wealth, because he had borrowed money from foreign countries for the Civil War, because the Union was broke. Nevada did come through. In 1879, President Grant came out across to thank all the folks in Nevada. He gave a speech off the Savage Mansion balcony up here. One of the reporters asked him how I like going down these deep hot mines. He said, that's as close to hell as I ever want to be. This was on the History Channel.
Yep.
On the backside of the mill of the old trestle, they used to bring ore in from the United Mine. They had a big jaw crusher back there, broke down this material, made it more manageable. They had little ore carts or conveyor to bring material in these old wooden bunks. These wooden bunks are over 150 years old. I have a little conveyor brings material out, drops into the secondary crusher, which breaks it down farther yet. Then I have a cup belt elevator, takes the top of that chute and drops it into this hopper. This is an 1864 Joshua Hindy California power panner, cast in San Francisco, brought up in pieces, put together and put to work. In 1906, the Joshua Henry factory burnt to the ground, but a fellow donated some property in Santa Clara County. Northrop Grumman absorbed this a few years back. Joshua Henry, still one of the biggest producers of mining equipment in the world. In fact, I had a fellow here who worked for Joshua Henry for 45 years and never saw one of his machines.
Oh, wow.
I think he tried a little bit.
Yeah.
All kinds of neat information.
Wow.
Yeah.
On the bottom of the hopper, that round wheel is a power panner, grinds the material farther yet, and drops it in the stamps on this side. Like I said before, this is just a little 2 stamp, but at one time there might have been a 20 stamp on that back wall, but up until 1985 we had a ball mill operation in here, so it wasn't too many years ago this place was in operation.
Oh, wow.
Back up inside the opening, you can see one of the stamps there.
Yeah.
The other one's tucked in close to each one of those weigh 1,000 pounds. When that big wooden wheel on the side turns the camshaft up there, raises those stamps up, lets the free-falling material, breaks it on talcum powder fine, and comes out as a slurry. I deleted the water here a few years ago because it's too expensive to waste. This water is undrinkable because it has a red tinge to it because of arsenic and no telling what other kind of metals and stuff.
Yeah.
These guys laid a lead pipe from Marlette Lake up by Lake Tahoe, 30 miles away, on a reverse siphon across Washoe Valley to bring fresh water up there, and that's how we still get our fresh water today.
Oh.
Rule of thumb, back in the old days, you drew yourself a glass of stinky red water. You got your couple shots of gin over here through the back of the gin through the waterway because
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
we had a stagecoach ride out here a few years back. We took a quart jar down the Colorado mine, got some of that red stinky water. Gary dropped in half a dozen horseshoe nails. Within 2 weeks, those nails were gone.
Wow.
Just dissolved it.
Yeah.
This is the amalgamation cable. This is 2 sheets of copper. This is where the fellows will pour mercury on there, spread it on with their hands, and as the slurry come by, the gold collected the mercury. When it got built up enough, they scrape that stuff off, burn it off, or retort until they realized it wasn't good to breathe the mercury vapor, so they killed them.
No.
Or rub your hands in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's 20 cemeteries on the north end of town, all nationalities and religions. No telling how many souls are still underground, from the cave-ins and the bad gases and stuff like that. Matter of fact, they had scalding water down the Yellow Jacket mine, killed a whole bunch of miners down there, so it's still unstable underground. And one of the reasons they quit mining up here is because the water table, they couldn't keep up with that water table.
Oh.
But they got technology now, but they're talking about maybe 4 or 5 years going back underground up there.
Oh, wow.
They didn't get it all. Across the back wall is the old steam boiler. They burned 4 and 5 cords of wood through that a day to power that little steam engine, which powered up this whole operation. So it's hotter than hell in here. There might have been 24 people in here keeping this old machine running. They'd even work on these machines when they were running. They had special tools to stop the stamps and replace the shoe on the bottom.
Wow.
Across the end, this is a concentrate table or gold jet. Slurry comes across these riffles as this table shakes back and forth. Gold being heavier, the gold gather on the backside of those riffles. They scrape that out, pan it out, send it to the furnace, melt it down, put it into ingots, and send it out to be refined even farther yet.
Wow.
When the old boiler started leaking real bad, old Uncle Buzz out of Marietta, California, there was a 1924 GMC pickup down here, cut it down, put a drive pulley off the back of the transmission to power those pulleys. That actually ran this little mill until 1964. The old leather bellows above the Fords, that was built back in 1850 or so, but at least we have one to look like,
Right.
so brittle and stuff,
Right.
Then the little blacksmith shop down there, my boss Paul Thompson keeps bringing blacksmithy stuff in here. He keeps telling me he's going to come down, put up some boards, and hang up all that neat stuff, all the tongs and shit.
Yep.
He just turned 81 a while back. I told him he best get up off his ass and do it because I ain't going to do it for him.
Yeah.
He was just outside the door a couple of years ago and he heard my little speech about him. He said, "You tell people that all the time?" He says, "Yeah, so I like that."
What's that truck? The other flatbed truck down
That's
here.
a 1924 Moreland. It's a special built out of Santa Barbara, California. I suspect it was for hauling beer kegs or drums of beer and stuff. It's got a big Hercules 6-cylinder in it.
Yeah.
My boss said, "You leave that alone, 'cause it'd be a nice rat rod, that damn thing."
Yeah.
A few years back, one of my good buddies nicknamed this old machine Warna Out.
Yeah, exactly.
This old machine's 157 years old, the oldest machine in the world, actually does fire and run. I slowed it down about quarter speed, otherwise that big wheel's supposed to spin 80 revolutions per minute, and those hammers be going like this.
Yeah.
It'd be unbearable. But this is for demonstration only. Being
Gotcha.
it's a historical mining district, I'm not allowed to process any ore. But this will give you an idea. But keep in mind, 236 of these things vary from 2 stamps, 20s, 40s, 100 stamps in a lot of these old buildings and stuff. Okay? This will be the first time in a couple of weeks this thing's fired up.
Sweet.
We had the Grand Prix here last weekend. All the motorcycle nuts.
Wow.
Dude,
Oh my gosh.
kidding me?
Oh. That's what I was looking for. So you bet those are. Okay.
Shaker tables down there and shaking away. This is a quarter speed.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I don't know, you guys probably can't get the full grasp of this, but it shakes the ground.
I know, right?
Can you imagine?
I can't.
Amazing.
Thing shakes the ground and it's barely moving compared to what it was.
It shakes my Ford out front.
Yeah.
Really?
But it break it down fine enough to come through a screen like this.
Oh, wow.
Right there in the front.
Oh, wow. Could you imagine that thing going as fast as it needs to be?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
3
100
times that
of
speed.
them. Holy shit.
3 times that speed, basically.
And 100
Just a
of them.
beating the ground.
On some of
And
them.
then there's 40 other of those damn things on this canyon beating the earth like.
236.
Oh my God. I can't even
They
imagine.
vary from just little bitty
Yeah.
ones.
It
had to been
This is
just-
a- This is lightweight.
Yeah.
1-ton stamps.
Oh my God. This and then you got the trains, like you said, the trains. This place had to have been utter chaos the whole time.
Yep. Well, they had that big fire in 1875. Within 90 days, they had the town back up and running because they had all the hands up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to the Red Dog Saloon, you can still see on the wall where it had been scorched.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, most of the town burned.
Holy cow. There's just so much history up here.
This is unreal.
Amazing.
Honestly, this is so far probably the best place we've been because this is a real deal.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is amazing.
Well, I got merchants uptown who even know this place exists.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to try to help them find you
Yeah.
because I think people need to see this.
We had a monster truck deal here last year, and I had probably 24 people
Yeah.
through here. Shit, by the end of my tour, I was on YouTube all over the United States.
Oh, you're going to be.
Well, you're going to be too again.
Yeah. This is amazing. I just thank you for keeping this going.
Yeah, this is so cool.
Yeah. Just the whole pulley system
Yeah.
to run everything is just.
You know,
amazing.
yeah, and I mean to think of that. There you go, bud.
Oh, thank you.
That,
can
that
watch your
QR
video.
code
Oh, okay.
will be this video will probably be up in 3-4 weeks probably. There'll be several of this whole entire trip of us going on, and
But keep in mind, like I say, right around July 21st is my birthday, and that's when they have their the Silver Barons have their fundraiser here.
Okay.
yeah, you guys check this out too. Oh, Outlaw Dave, he's down here, and you guys need to come see him and see this because this is real history.
Yeah, this is
This
real.
isn't no exaggerated nothing. This is really how it was. No joke.
Almost X-rated tour.
Yeah,
Almost.
an X-rated tour. Yeah,
I don't say the F word or nothing.
yeah. Well,
Good, 'cause I take care of that
she
part.
fills that in for you. Let me
I
tell you.
the chaperones and teachers, I say hail and damn when I do, the
Yeah.
trips and stuff. A lot of chiefs, they've heard worse than that, but that's the only way you get their attention.
Well,
Fell for before.
if it's public schools, they've heard it.
They start out, you know, they got the bell phone stuff, the lift operation and stuff, and then the old flume, that's to tell them to get up off their asses and get busy. And,
Gotcha.
you know.
So he has a little phone over here. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Gosh, that's just so amazing.
Guys, they only charge you $10 person to come here. Come here, give Dave a hell of a big tip on your way out.
Was one of those real good days.
Man, this is just so cool.
That stamp hit, she jumped off.
When it first hit, I'm like, oh crap, and then realized it was just a stamp. That's so cool. Gosh. Amazing.
All right, guys. Dave, thank you very much,
Yes,
sir.
thank you.
We greatly appreciate this. Hopefully these guys will come out and see you.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the Silver Baron's president, he passed away a few months ago, Randall Taylor.
Yeah.
Him and I hit it off. Him and I hit it off the first year. We sit there and bullshit. I'm a little bit older than him. Got to bullshitting about this and that. He's an old heavy equipment operator. My Uncle Joe and Dad had a land level business over in California, and got to talking. His dad ran Cracker Box motorboats, racer.
Yep, know exactly what they
I
are.
said, well, my cousin Ernest Rose had a B runabout with a Falcon 6 in it. He goes, wait a minute. I said, what do you mean? What's the matter? He says, you just say Ernest Rose? I says, yeah, Ernest the one that got my dad into boat racing.
Oh.
I said, now, you remember the Ramona Lake over in Patterson where they used to test and stuff? He says, yeah, that was my Uncle Jesse's place.
Oh,
Him and I would run around back in the 60s when we were
We're
That's
kids that
awesome.
didn't know.
so used to go boat racing, Yosemite Falls and stuff like that. I said, Randall, that means you and I were chasing those little chubby butted girls around the snack bar. So they had a memorial for a couple months ago, so I got up there and told my story.
Oh, good.
Randall and I ran around back when we was kids.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
That is so cool.
All right,
Awesome.
Dave,
You guys
we're
came
gonna
back together.
head to the next stop. I don't even know what that is yet, but the saloon's probably gonna have to be the next stop, I think. So
Yeah.
No, if you hit the bucket of blood, they got the best Bloody Marys in town.
yeah.
But the Red Dog, you pay respect there. That's where all the hippies used to come from Bay Area to practice
All right.
before they went on the road.
All right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Way back when, I always go to hate. I used to go to hate all the time. This guy come running down the sidewalk. You the mechanic? You the mechanic? Yeah, I'm a mechanic. We need for you to work on the bus. What bus? He just grabbed me by the hand. The only thing was wrong. I filed the points, got the damn thing running. This Grateful Dead bus. I got the.
Oh, hell yeah.
You just about get in. We're going to Sonoma. All right. They used to come up here too. I might have come up here with them. I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're on that bus? Probably
Yeah.
not.
All right. Come over here.
That's awesome. You want to be in our ending too? Yes, please.
All right, guys. Dave's been a hell of a tour guide. He really has been. We appreciate him hugely for what he's done.
Yeah.
Come up here, see him. Give him a big tip when you see him. Let him know he sent you. And remember, just be you.
And stay you.
Love you guys.